It's 3 a.m. The house is silent. You're finally drifting towards sleep. And then, out of nowhere, your brain plays it. That thing you said. Not today, not last week, something from years ago. A stupid joke that landed wrong, a moment you embarrassed yourself in front of people who have almost certainly forgotten it. And suddenly, your face is hot, your stomach twists, and you're wide awake, cringing at a memory the rest of the world let go of long ago. Why does this happen? Why now? Why does your mind wait until the exact moment you're most vulnerable to drag up your worst moments and play them on a loop? Tonight, the question that haunts almost everyone: why do embarrassing memories resurface at 3 a.m. specifically? The answer is hidden in what your brain does when the lights go out. And once you understand it, these midnight ambushes lose a lot of their power. This isn't a personal flaw. It isn't a sign something's wrong with you. Around 90% of adults experience these cringe attacks, and there is a precise, well-studied neuroscience behind why they strike at night. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover 4 pieces of the puzzle. First, the rational editor in your brain that quietly powers down as you fall asleep. Second, a hidden network that switches on the moment you stop being busy and what it loves to replay. Third, why your brain treats an old, embarrassing moment as a genuine survival threat. And fourth, the most hopeful part, what sleep actually does to these memories by morning, and a simple technique that can switch off the loop tonight. Stay with me, because by the end, 3 a.m. won't feel quite so cruel. During the day, you have a bodyguard. It lives just behind your forehead, and it's called the prefrontal cortex. This is the rational, thinking part of your brain. It's the part that keeps perspective. When an awkward memory flickers up during a busy afternoon, your prefrontal cortex steps in like a calm editor and says, "That doesn't matter, no one remembers, let it go." And you move on without even noticing. But here's the problem. As you approach sleep, that editor starts to power down. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for reasoning and perspective, becomes less active as your body prepares for rest. Meanwhile, another part of your brain stays wide awake, the amygdala. This is your emotional alarm system. It doesn't do logic, it does feeling. And at night, with the rational editor offline and the emotional alarm still running, the balance of power inside your head flips. So when a cringe memory surfaces at 3 a.m., there's no one there to put it in perspective. There's no calm voice saying, "This doesn't matter." There's only raw feeling, the pure, unfiltered emotion of the moment, hitting you exactly as hard as it did the day it happened. This is why the same memory that you'd brush off at noon feels utterly mortifying at midnight. Nothing about the memory changed. What changed is that the part of your brain that protects you from it has clocked out for the night. But an offline editor only explains why the memories feel so intense. It doesn't explain why they show up in the first place. For that, we have to meet a hidden network that only wakes up when everything else goes quiet. All day long, your attention is occupied. Work, screens, conversations, noise. Your brain is busy pointing outward at the world. But the moment you lie down in a silent, dark room with nothing left to do, something switches on. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network, the brain's idle system. It activates whenever you're not focused on a task, and it has a favorite hobby: replaying memories, specifically social memories. Here's the crucial part. The default mode network is especially drawn to memories tagged as emotionally significant, and your embarrassing moments are tagged more heavily than almost anything else. Why? Because they involve social evaluation, being judged, being seen, and to your brain, being socially rejected isn't a minor discomfort. It's treated as survival-relevant information. So at bedtime, with no competing stimuli to occupy your attention, this network runs unchecked. It reaches into your archive, pulls out the moments it has flagged as socially dangerous, and plays them for review. And it doesn't need an audience to make you feel it. Your brain can reconstruct the entire social context of an old memory so vividly that the emotional response resurfaces perfectly intact. The same hot face, the same sinking stomach, years after the actual event. Your body isn't reacting to the memory itself, it's reacting to what the memory says about who you are in the eyes of others. That's a perfect storm. The self-focused network running wild, the emotional alarm still on, and the rational editor asleep. No wonder 3 a.m. feels like an ambush. But why would evolution build a brain that tortures us like this? The answer is stranger and oddly comforting. It feels like self-sabotage. It isn't. Your brain isn't replaying these moments to punish you. It's replaying them because from its point of view, they contain vital survival data. For almost all of human history, we survived in small groups. Being accepted by your group meant safety, food, protection. Being rejected or humiliated could mean being cast out, which, for an early human, could be a death sentence. So the brain evolved to treat social mistakes as extremely high priority. It tags them, stores them vividly, and revisits them, essentially asking, what went wrong and how do we avoid it next time? This is why embarrassing memories can be up to 3 times more vivid than neutral ones. Your brain deliberately burns them in brighter because it believes they'll keep you safe. And the night replay has a purpose too. Some memories resurface because they never got emotional closure, a moment you never apologized for, never forgave yourself for, never fully processed. Your brain surfaces them as a kind of flag. This still needs your attention. It's trying to help you resolve it, refine your behavior, and prepare you for the future. So the 3 a.m. cringe isn't your mind being cruel. It's an overprotective, ancient survival system, doing its job a little too well in a modern world where a bad joke from 2015 is no longer a threat to your life. Understanding that is the first step to diffusing it, but there's something even more reassuring, because sleep itself may be quietly healing these memories while you rest. Here's the discovery that changes everything. Sleep scientists ran an ingenious experiment. They deliberately embarrassed good sleepers, recording them singing badly, karaoke style, to slow songs, and then scanned their brains. What they found was remarkable. For people who sleep well, the sting of embarrassment was measurably less acute in the morning than it had been the night before. During deep REM sleep, a part of your brain stops releasing noradrenaline, a stress chemical. And in doing so, it appears to gently loosen the bond between a memory and its raw emotional charge. The memory stays, the pain fades. Night after night, good sleep slowly files your most mortifying moments away where they can no longer ambush you. Which means the 3 a.m. cringe is often the last gasp of a memory on its way to being neutralized. The reason it hurts tonight is precisely because your brain is in the middle of processing it, and by morning, it may already hurt a little less. The cruelty was never the point, the healing was. So the next time it's 3 a.m. and your brain reaches for that memory, remember what's really happening. Your rational editor is asleep. Your ancient alarm system is doing its overprotective job, and your mind is quietly working to set that memory free. If you want to help it along tonight, there's a simple technique that works. When the memory hits, name it. Silently say, "This is just a cringe memory." That single act of labeling reactivates your thinking brain, calms the emotional alarm, and loosens the loop. And then remind yourself of the truest fact of all. The person you're sure still remembers your awkward moment forgot it years ago. You're not broken, you're human, and your brain, even at its most merciless hour, is trying to take care of you. That's the thought for tonight. Sleep well, and we'll think about the next one together.